Scientists believe it's human activity that's driving the temperatures up, a process known as global warming.
97% of climate scientists agree. Humans are causing global warming.
We know that the climate is changing, and we know that it's getting warmer.
Ever since the Industrial Revolution began, factories, power plants, and eventually cars have burned fossil fuels such as oil and coal, releasing huge amounts of carbon dioxide and other gases into the atmosphere.
Between 90 and 100% of experts agree that the climate is changing, Earth is getting warmer, and we're responsible for a lot of it.
As long as industrialized nations consume energy and developing countries increase their fossil fuel consumption, the concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere will continue to rise. Researchers predict that temperatures will increase about 2 to 10 degrees Fahrenheit by the end of the century. What's less certain is what rising temperatures mean for the planet. Some climate models predict subtle changes. Others forecast rising sea levels which could flood coastal areas around the world. Weather patterns could change, making hurricanes more frequent. Severe droughts could become more common in warm areas, and species unable to adapt to the changing conditions would face extinction.
All I can say is the universe is in good shape. It's Earth that has all the problems, right? So it's a frustrating time because you try to have a rational, informed conversation with someone about what is objectively true, and then people argue vociferously against it. Right.
Disaster. I mean, it's a terrible thing to say, isn't it? And even disaster doesn't alter do it. I mean, goodness me, there have been disasters in North America with hurricanes and one thing and another, and floods. And yet still people will deny it and say, oh, it's got nothing to do with climate change. It visibly has got to do with climate change. For the very first time in the history of Homo sapiens, we are asking people of different cultures in different continents, with different languages, with different moral systems, to agree. Well, that's never happened in the history of humanity. And we can't suppose that it's going to happen just overnight. And we just have to keep at it and hope that the facts will be incontrovertible and be convincing in themselves. One shouldn't scaremonger. I mean, you don't need to scaremonger. The facts are alarming enough without scaremongering.
Doubt about what's causing climate change really only exists among people who, how should I put this, aren't experts. And that's a big problem, because when we think scientists are divided on an issue, we're less likely to think the issue is a problem. This also means if more people understood how much agreement there really is about humans causing climate change, we could start paying attention to more important questions like, what do we do about it?
People have what's called a carbon footprint. Our carbon footprint is the amount of energy that we use, and all of us have carbon footprints, whether we're an adult or a child.
One way to help is to drive less when you can. Rather than using your own personal car, try to carpool or use public transportation. If your destination is close enough, maybe even consider walking or riding a bike. Recycling helps fight climate change because it takes less energy to make something from recycled products than starting from scratch. Another thing you can do is inspire others to join the fight against climate change. This can be as simple as talking to your friends and family about the issues, or organizing groups and events in your local community. You can even contact your government officials and urge them to take action and have policies that lead to a healthier, greener future.
There are obvious ways to reduce your power consumption, like carpooling, recycling, and switching to more energy-efficient light bulbs. But people might not realize what a difference these seemingly small changes can make. For instance, if you wash your clothes with cold water, you're going to save 500 pounds of carbon dioxide, and recycling can prevent up to 2,400 pounds of carbon dioxide from entering the atmosphere each year.